In the last video, we named few compounds giving their root word and primary suffixes. Using the same, let's try to name these compounds. To name these compounds, first we have to find the root word by counting the carbon atom, and then we add the primary suffix by checking the carbon-carbon bond. So in the first compound, you can see that there are 3 carbon atoms, therefore the root word used is pro. And we can see here that all are having carbon-carbon single bond. So we saw in the last video that primary suffixes are usually given for hydrocarbons, alkane, alkene and alkyne. So we have to check for the double bond, triple bond and single bond between carbon and carbon. So we can see here that the carbon there are all carbon-carbon single bond. Therefore, the primary suffix we use is ane. So we join them and we call it propane. In the second compound, we can see totally there are 3 carbon atoms, therefore the root word used is pro, and all are carbon-carbon single bond, therefore the primary suffix used is ane. So this is propane. The third compound also has totally 3 carbon atoms, therefore the root word used is pro, and there is carbon-carbon single bond. You can see that all are having carbon-carbon single bond, therefore the primary suffix used is ane. Oh, one thing I notice over here is all are named propane. But do you think that all these compounds are called propane? I can clearly see that there's a difference. Here there is some other group like CHO, here there is another group like OH and COOH. In the last video we saw the compounds with carbon and hydrogen only, but here are some compounds with carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. There are some different groups. So what are these groups called? Yes, so these groups are nothing but the functional groups. So how do we name the functional groups? We understood how to name root word. We also got to know how to name the carbon-carbon single, double or triple bond. Now how do we name these functional groups? In order to name them, another type of suffix came into picture, which we call it secondary suffix. So using secondary suffix, we can name higher functional groups. What are these higher functional groups? So we have seen that there are some functional groups like alcohols, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, amines, nitriles, and there are many more. So let's discuss about others in the separate video. Alright, let's give their suffixes. For alcohol, whose functional group is OH, the suffix used is ol, OL. Okay, we pronounce it as ol. You can remember it taking the last 2 letters of alcohol. For aldehyde, whose functional group is CHO, or we can write it as C double bond OH, the suffix used is al, al. You can remember it taking the first 2 letters of aldehyde, and it pronounced al, not all. Okay. Next is ketone, whose functional group is C double bond O, and the suffix used is on, O-N-A. It's not one, it's on. So you can remember ketone taking the last 3 letters of this. For carboxylic acid, whose functional group is COOH, its suffix used is oic acid, or its suffix is oic acid. For amine, it is amine itself, and the functional group of amine is NH2. For nitrile, it is nitrile itself, and its functional group is CN. So as I told you, there are many other functional groups, so let's not worry too much about that in this video. Now knowing these suffixes, let's try to name these compounds. So in the first compound, you can see the functional group present is CHO. And what is the suffix we use for CHO? We know that CHO is aldehyde, and the suffix we use for aldehyde is al. For the second compound, the functional group used is OH, and the suffix we use for OH is ol. So let's add the secondary suffix, that's ol. In the third compound, the functional group used is COOH, and the suffix we use for COOH is oic acid. So let's add oic acid. So we gave the secondary suffix for all the compounds. Now let's try to join them. So one interesting factor about joining these primary suffix and secondary suffixes, while joining, the last letter of the primary suffix will be replaced by the secondary suffix. For example, you know that this is propane plus al, so this is the last letter of the primary suffix, right? E, so that E will be replaced by al. So your compound now becomes propane al, like this. See? So the last letter E is replaced by al. So it becomes propanol. Now let's name the second compound. So here you can see this is propane plus ol. So what do you have to do? Last letter E, we have to replace it by ol. So this becomes propane. So let's remove the last E and fix ol. So this becomes propanol. See the difference. This is propanol and this is propanol. Similarly, for the last one, this is propane, right? So this becomes prop and ane, remove last letter E. Now let's replace that by oic acid. Replace that with oic acid. So this becomes propanoic acid. Now we can clearly differentiate between these three compounds, right? The first one called propanol, second one is propanol, and third one is propanoic acid. This is why we started giving the secondary suffix. Let's name these two compounds giving their root word, primary suffix and secondary suffix. So here I have the chart of secondary suffix. So we already know about the root word and primary suffix. So let's name them. Let's give the root word for the first compound by counting the total number of carbons. So here the total number of carbon atoms are 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4. So the root word used is but. Plus, let's give the primary suffix. Now how do we give primary suffix? By looking at the carbon-carbon single, double or triple. So you can see that there is a double bond, but that double bond is not present between carbon and carbon. So in order to give the primary suffix, we know that we have to look for carbon-carbon bonds, not carbon bonding with any other atom. Okay, so here all carbon-carbons are having single bond, therefore the root word, the primary suffix used is ane. Plus, now we learned about the secondary suffix, right? So the function, in order to know the secondary suffix, we have to look for the functional group. So the functional group present over here is COOH. So what is the secondary suffix we use for COOH, or the suffix we use for COOH? So COOH is here, carboxylic acid, and the suffix we use is oic acid. So this is oic acid. Now let's join them together. So this becomes but. And I told you that while naming the secondary suffix, now this is butane, right? While joining this becomes butane. This is what we learned in the last video. In this video, I told you that while joining the primary suffix and the secondary suffix, the last letter E will be replaced by oic acid. The secondary suffix. So this becomes butane plus oic acid, which is called butanoic acid. Similarly, let's name the second compound. In the second compound, we can see there are 2 carbon atoms, therefore the root word used is eth, plus all are having carbon-carbon single bond, therefore the primary suffix is ane, plus, now what is the functional group present? So the functional group present is NH2, and what is NH2? NH2 is amine, and the suffix we use is also amine. Now let's join them. So this becomes eth plus ane will be ethane, and last letter E will be replaced by amine. So this becomes ethanamine. Okay, one last thing I have is if I take the same compound butanoic acid like this and replace one of the hydrogens by some other group, like for example here I will take one of the hydrogens and replace it by chlorine, and here I will replace it by bromine. Will the name of this compound still be butanoic acid, or will it be something else? So let's find out about this in the next video.